At the beginning of the story we see a murderer who very cleverly killed a man by attacking him with a blade on his neck, but the murderer did not stop here. He went straight to his second victim. It was a woman who was fixing her makeup in the car. She thought that maybe her husband had returned. But she did not know that death was waiting for her. This whole horrific incident was seen by a girl standing nearby. The next day morning the police received a report. 2 dead bodies with their heads bent down. They were found inside a black car. Soon Detective Sam reached there and started thinking that this method of murder is exactly the same. This work was done by a special person. But his team convinced the detective that this person was under our surveillance the whole night. He did not have a chance to commit murder. He is locked in jail. He did not come out of there, so how can he kill someone? But for some reason Sam was not able to digest this and he called suspect Ron for questioning. Ron did not answer a single question straight away. His arrogance was troubling Sam a lot. But there was no proof against him. That is why the interrogation became just a formality. While leaving, Ron collided with a young girl. His real dangerous form was revealed for a moment. But he immediately controlled himself. He felt that it would not be right to do such a thing in the police station. But he did not know that this was the same girl who had seen the crime being committed the previous day. The girl also did not say anything. She just kept looking at Ron very carefully. Years ago, Ron and one of his friends grew up together in an orphanage. Both of them had a different kind of relationship. Both were monsters from within. They enjoyed killing animals with their own hands. With age, their interest in killing humans increased and it became a game for them. After this the story goes back. Years ago, a detective was after them with all his might. He wanted to find them at any cost. One night, when he was going to his home, suddenly he was attacked with a sharp blow on his neck. Soon he started bleeding and somehow managed to reach his daughter. This little girl was the same one who had seen the murder the previous day. Her name is Hiju. Soon Sam came with a birthday cake in his hand to celebrate the birthday of his partner and very close friend. But his soul trembled on seeing this scene. When he saw that his partner was already dead. His daughter Hiju was still sitting beside him. That innocent girl did not know that her father was dead. She was just waiting for him to wake up so that both of them could celebrate his birthday together. Seeing this, Ron felt a deep pain in his heart. He thought that there was no clue about the murderer and he might escape. But soon the murderer was caught. Many cases were filed against him. Ron had committed 7 murders in just a few months. But evidence was found for only 1. That is why he was sentenced to only 15 years. The victim's family could not even understand this decision. Sam was very angry that this beast would be released in 15 years. That day he decided that he would take revenge. From then till today, the fire of revenge was burning in his heart. He swore that he would make Ron pay for his crimes. Seeing all this, little Hiju had kept the face of the murderer in her mind forever. But when everyone was immersed in grief, they did not notice a man who was hiding in the darkness. Only Ron knew that the person who had deceived him and sent him to jail was his old close friend. The same murderer whom we saw in the beginning of the story. Actually both of them had fallen in love with a girl. Now Ron's girlfriend was cheating on him along with his friend. When Ron came to know about this, he became mad with anger and killed that girl brutally. Later Ron made a plan to take revenge from his friend too. But his friend John went 2 steps ahead. He trapped Ron and sent him to jail. Now after 15 years, Ron came out of jail and the first person he met was Sam, who was ready to send him back to jail this time. It was clear that Sam still had not forgotten the incident of 15 years ago. But Ron was still not ready to accept his crime. That is why Sam ordered his team to keep a 24-hour watch on Ron. After all this, Sam told everyone to take out all the 500 rupee notes and he secretly kept all that money with himself. A new officer thought that our boss is collecting money from us. But his doubt ended when Sam gave a thick envelope to a girl. This girl is none other than Hee-ju, who has now grown up. In the last 15 years, Hee-ju, who was now an orphan, never stayed in any orphanage. For the last 15 years, the entire police department was raising Hee-ju together. As Hee-ju grew up, she became a sensible and kind girl. Everyone at the station thought she was very sweet and hardworking. Every policeman at the station treated her like their own daughter. During this time, Hee-ju also kept an eye on her mother. The mother who had abandoned her. She had both love and hate for her mother in her heart. But still she could not see her mother in pain. Her stepfather, who often beat her mother, was not a big fan of hers. He was a thorn in Hee-ju's eyes. What he did not know was that Hee-ju never forgot her father's murder. The moment she heard that Ron was released from jail, she started fighting with him. Started the revenge plan she had been making for years. She started keeping an eye on Ron. But one night she felt John's presence. She noticed that John's way of killing was very similar to Ron's. Then she made a new plan in her mind to frame Ron for the murders committed by John. But things did not go as planned. So she focused on her next step. She decided to kill her stepfather. The man who had tortured Hee-ju's mother for years. Hee-ju had seen her mother suffer so much that she could not bear it anymore. Now she decided to use her stepfather to frame Ron. Hee-ju had been keeping an eye on Ron, and she knew that Ron wakes up early every morning to go jogging in the park. She decided to drag the body to the park so that Ron would come under suspicion, as he already had a criminal record. When Ron arrived there, he was shocked to see the way the man had died. He recognized that he had been killed in his style. Someone was imitating him, and because of all this, the police would now be after him. He realized that the real killer was hiding somewhere nearby, and soon he saw a man who was standing at a distance and watching. Ron quickly started running after him, but that man also started running fast from there. Ron was taller than that man and used to run about 10 kilometers every day. But despite all this, the short man ran fast from there and soon escaped from Ron's sight. This man was none other than Hee-ju. She wanted to see how fast Ron was so that she could make her revenge plan in a better way. Soon murders started happening one after the other. The method of all was similar to Ron's old style. But the police did not find any concrete proof that Ron had done all this. Filled with anger, Sam decided to confront Ron again. He found him comfortably eating noodles in a restaurant. Seeing this, Sam's anger increased further. In anger, Sam poured a whole bowl of chili in Ron's bowl. But Ron did not react at all. He still kept eating calmly, and after finishing, he told Sam that this will not keep your partner alive. The law had no way to catch him. But Ron's pride and stubbornness were provoking Sam's anger. Once it came to Sam's mind that he should kill him. Never mind, I will serve the jail time. But it was not that easy. Later at his home, Ron felt someone slowly opening the door. He immediately switched off his phone. The guest who entered inside was none other than Ron's old friend John. Both were fully aware of each other's tricks. That is why a silent fight started between them. John did not say anything because he knew that Ron would be watching his every move. As soon as he started opening the door, Ron threw a knife at him, and when John tried to put his ear to the door, Ron immediately thrust the knife on top. Even after spending years in prison, Ron's aim was very accurate. This act of Ron made John wonder if it would be right to fight him directly or not. But the real surprise for Ron came when another guest arrived there. It was none other than Sam. As soon as he saw Ron, the anger in Sam's eyes increased. He suspected that Ron was planning some new crime. But Sam did not know that someone was keeping an eye on him too. Two eyes which were as sharp as a knife. As soon as Sam's attention shifted from Ron, he realized that something was wrong. Sam realized that someone was behind him. He immediately turned around and came behind Ron. But there was no one there. After some time we see Hiju, who was sitting on the roof of the building in front of her mother's house, silently looking at her mother. But today something was different. There was absolutely no movement at her mother's house. She felt that something was wrong. Now Hiju gathered courage and decided to go to her mother's house. But there she found her mother's dead body. She was completely broken after the death of her second husband and died in this pain. Seeing her loved ones dying one after the other, Hiju's heart, which was already filled with hatred, was now filled with more anger. In her mind, she held Ron responsible for everything. That is why it was very important to punish Ron. But after finding out about the other murderer John, doubts had arisen in Hiju's mind. When Hiju saw the files of Ron's old cases, she understood that there was not just one murderer. Perhaps both of them were working together then. The methods of both were also quite similar. Hiju quickly took out the records of that man. He used to visit the police station daily. So she easily found out that this man had reported Ron, due to which he was arrested. It was clear that there was some connection between these two, which had deteriorated to such an extent that both of them were ready to kill each other. Now Hiju made a new plan. She went to a pet store and bought an iron chain for a big ferocious dog. Then she sent a truck full of empty beer bottles to the man's house. At night she waited quietly for him to return. When the man returned home, he saw that the electricity had gone off. While searching for candles in the dark, suddenly something sharp pricked his foot. When he looked down, there were pieces of broken glass all over the floor. As soon as the light started flickering, he looked up. Hiju was standing there. Ron was standing there waiting for him. He asked, "Who is there?" Hiju had put wires everywhere in the pile of glass pieces so that they can be used when needed. Using her sharp mind, she easily caught the killer. After this, Hiju quietly picked up the dead body and she knew where to hide it. When Ron lay down to rest on Ron's bed, he felt something strange. As soon as he removed the blanket, he was shocked when he saw that a dead body was lying wrapped in the bed, around whose neck was a dog chain. The most shocking thing was that this dead body was of none other than John. Someone had brutally killed him and left him there. When Ron was trying to understand what happened, Hiju suddenly jumped from behind and attacked him. She strangled Ron with another dog chain. Not to kill him, just to make him unconscious. She wanted to show that there was a fight between these two killers, and then Ron killed John. This way Ron would get caught in the murder case and the police would catch him. But it didn't happen as he had thought. Ron regained consciousness a little early. When the police arrived, they saw the dead body in the room, but Ron was not there. They got only one clue: fresh blood on the bed. Sam saw that the blood was still warm and understood that Ron had not run away. He was inside the same building. He immediately ordered to lock the hotel and started checking every room. Then in another room the police saw something strange. A man and a woman were lying in the bathtub covered in blood. The surprising thing was that both of them were alive. The police immediately sent both of them to the hospital. When the nurse started talking to the woman who had regained consciousness, fear was clearly visible on her face. She was looking around nervously. She was trying to signal something. But the nurse thought that she was in shock. On the other hand, Ron was silently threatening her to keep her mouth shut. This trick gave Ron a chance to sneak out of the hotel. Also, he got a chance to kill innocent people again. Meanwhile, Sam, who was at the crime scene, started wondering how Ron escaped. Then he saw a trail of blood under the bed. As soon as he lifted the mattress, he found out that the man living in this room was lying dead there. Ron had already left without leaving any trace. After completing her plan, Hiju thought that even if Ron is not caught, he is now a wanted killer. Now the matter will end on its own. Now she can focus on fulfilling her dreams. But when she saw the headline in the newspaper, she was shaken. The police had decided that Ron was not the killer. They had not found any concrete evidence against him. Actually, these orders had come from above to clear Ron's name because they did not want the police to be declared unsuccessful in catching a single person. People would start saying that they were not able to catch a murderer. Sam was not very happy with all this. Hijo was very upset to hear this. She had decided that she would punish this monster for his crimes. On the other hand, Ron knew that the police cannot do anything to him, but to prove himself innocent, he will have to find out who is always accusing him. Ron went to an internet cafe to find some clues. It did not take him long to find out that the man in the park was the second husband of the same woman whom he had killed years ago. And what's more, that policeman also has a daughter, and as soon as he found out her age and height, he understood that this was the same girl who had attacked him. As soon as he came to know this, it was as if a bulb was lit in his mind. At this time he was smoking a cigarette inside the cafe. When the owner of the cafe came to him and said, "Sir, please stop this," Ron rebuked him. "Go away from here." The owner of the cafe understood that he should not mess with this man. He remembered that the police were looking for a man like that. So he directly called the police. Sam was nearby, so he immediately reached there. But by then Ron had left the cafe. Only a half-burnt cigarette was lying near the computer. The cigarette was still hot, so Sam understood that Ron was nearby. Without wasting time, he took out his gun and asked everyone to stand along the wall. He started checking everyone one by one. But Ron, who was hiding in the crowd, immediately pounced on Sam. He immediately ran outside and collided with a policeman on the way. That policeman had just joined the army, so he hesitated a bit to shoot. Meanwhile, Ron buried his knife in his chest. But did not kill him. He knew that killing a policeman in Korea would be a big problem. Then they would search for me like dogs. That is why he beat up the policeman a little so that he could escape. Then he went straight to the police station in Sam's car. Seeing the car, even the guards were directly saluting him. The most dangerous place became the safest for him. His real intention was not to return the car, but he had come to get Hiju's address. Coincidentally, Hiju was also present in the station. She saw Ron sneaking in. But instead of telling the officers, she kept quiet because she knew that if he was caught sneaking in the police station, he would not stay in jail for the rest of his life. He would be released in a few years. Now Hiju made her last plan. She understood that Ron would easily get the address by fooling the police, and then her would be his target. Now Ron started to enter the house using a knife as usual. But as soon as he moved forward, the motion detector lights suddenly went off and a shadow started moving slowly towards him. When both of them came face to face, both of them attacked each other. Hiju thought that today I have felt the same fear that my father must have felt when he was stabbed. Soon Ron also accepted that, yes, I killed your father. Full of anger, Hiju attacked him and then started running away from there. Ron was also surprised that even after being stabbed, this girl was running like this. Seeing her running, Ron thought that he should not let her go. The very next second Ron also started chasing her. But the strange thing was that Hiju did not go to the crowded streets of the city but towards a deserted hill. There it would be very easy for Ron to kill her. Soon Ron caught her and now he was about to kill her. But Hiju got the chance and stabbed Ron and then ran away from there again. At the same time, he called Sam and told him that Ron was after his life. Come quickly. Soon Ron caught Hiju. But still he did not do anything to her this time. Ron knew that this girl was raised by the police. He was not going to kill her. On the contrary, he wanted to get evidence against Hiju and get her trapped and clear his name. As soon as Hiju understood his intention, she got free again and ran towards the mountains. After some time, when Ron reached a park on the top of the hill, he saw that Hiju was swinging comfortably there. There was a firm intention in her eyes. She took out her scarf and deliberately threw it in front of Ron and then said to give it to Sam. Okay? At that time Ron thought that Hiju was just crazy. Hiju had the same dog collar tied around her neck at that time. Ron could not understand what was happening. Then suddenly the sound of police sirens started coming closer. Then Hee-ju tied the chain to her collar and started swinging fast. He looked at Ron and said that your game is over now. You will spend your whole life in jail. While swinging fast, he suddenly let go of the swing. As soon as he let go of the hand, the chain tightened and in one stroke, Hee-ju's neck broke. She died and Ron was blamed for it. At that moment, a large police team arrived there. They saw that Hee-ju was hanging and Ron was standing in front. Now they did not need any proof. Ron was immediately arrested. But Sam was completely shattered after seeing Hee-ju's lifeless body. This was the story of a revenge that consumed many lives. If you liked the video, like it and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.